Long ago, in the kingdom of Kosala, there lived a feared bandit named Angulimala. His name, which meant garland of fingers, was derived from the gruesome necklace of human fingers he wore around his neck. Angulimala was no ordinary bandit. He was a ruthless killer who had vowed to take 1,000 lives to gain mystical powers, and he was feared by all who knew of him. Angulimala was not always a monster. He was born Ahimsaka, a bright and promising student at the university in Taxila. However, his teacher, jealous of Ahimsaka's talent and popularity, decided to ruin him. The teacher falsely accused Ahimsaka of attempting to seduce his wife and convinced the king that Ahimsaka had become a threat to the kingdom. The teacher then gave Ahimsaka an impossible task: to bring him 1,000 human fingers as proof of his loyalty and strength. Driven by a sense of betrayal and a desire to prove himself, Ahimsaka became Angulimala. He retreated to the forests, turning into a cold-hearted killer. The once gentle and kind student transformed into a merciless murderer, taking lives and collecting fingers to complete his grisly task. In the city of Savatthi, word of Angulimala's terror spread rapidly. The citizens lived in constant fear, avoiding travel through the forests where the bandit roamed. One day, as Buddha was in Savatthi, he overheard people talking about the notorious killer. Concerned for the safety of the townsfolk and feeling compassion for Angulimala, Buddha decided to intervene. Despite warnings from his disciples and the people of Savatthi, who begged him not to go, Buddha was resolute. He set off alone towards the forest, knowing that he might be walking into a deadly trap. Angulimala sat in the dense forest, sharpening his knife. His eyes were wild, and his mind was filled with dark thoughts. He needed just one more finger to complete his garland, and then he would return to his teacher, hoping to reclaim his honor. Suddenly he saw a figure approaching on the path, a lone monk, walking calmly and fearlessly. "How dare he walk into my domain?" Angulimala thought. He sprang to his feet, ready to pounce on the unsuspecting monk. As he drew closer, however, something about the monk's peaceful aura gave him pause. Nevertheless, Angulimala decided to finish his task. He charged at Buddha, his knife raised high, but no matter how fast he ran, Buddha remained out of reach, walking at a steady pace. Frustrated and confused, Angulimala screamed, "Stop, monk, stop!" Buddha turned and looked at Angulimala with compassion. "I have stopped, Angulimala. It is you who must stop." Angulimala was taken aback. "What do you mean you have stopped? You are still walking." Buddha replied, "I have stopped harming living beings and leading a life of violence. You, however, have not stopped. It is you who must stop your path of destruction." Angulimala, still filled with rage, lunged at Buddha. But Buddha, standing firm, spoke calmly. "If you must take a life to complete your task, take mine. My body will eventually perish and be burned. If my death can save others, then let it be so." Angulimala froze, his knife inches from Buddha. No one had ever offered themselves so willingly. Buddha's words pierced through his fury, and for the first time in years, Angulimala felt a spark of doubt and confusion. "Why would you sacrifice yourself for others?" Angulimala asked, his voice trembling. Buddha extended his hand. "Because compassion is the path to true freedom. Angulimala, your actions are rooted in pain and suffering. This cycle of violence will never bring you peace." Angulimala, tears streaming down his face, dropped his knife and fell to his knees. "Is it too late for me?" he asked, his voice filled with desperation. "Can I truly change after all I have done?" Buddha nodded and gestured to a nearby tree. "Look at this tree, Angulimala. It provides shade, fruits, and shelter. If a branch is broken, it may heal and continue to give life. Similarly, you can choose to heal and change. Your past does not define your future." Angulimala stared at the tree, understanding dawning in his eyes. He realized that he too could grow and heal. Overcome with emotion, he vowed to renounce his life of violence and follow Buddha's teachings. He discarded his gruesome garland and became a monk, taking on the name Ahimsaka once more. Word of Angulimala's transformation spread quickly. The people of Savatthi were initially skeptical and fearful, but Buddha assured them that Ahimsaka had genuinely changed. Over time, Ahimsaka proved his sincerity through his actions, dedicating himself to a life of compassion, peace, and service. Despite his efforts, Ahimsaka's past haunted him. He faced hostility and mistrust from those who had lost loved ones to his violence. However, he remained steadfast, accepting their anger with humility and continuing to practice Buddha's teachings. One day, Ahimsaka encountered a woman in labor, struggling and in pain. Her family recognized him and tried to drive him away, but the woman, seeing his calm demeanor, pleaded for his help. Remembering Buddha's teachings, Ahimsaka stayed and recited a protective verse, invoking the power of truth. "Since I have taken up the path of non-violence and renounced my past, I have harmed no living being. By this truth may you and your child be safe." Miraculously, the woman's pain eased, and she gave birth safely. This event further softened the hearts of the people, and they began to see Ahimsaka in a new light. He continued to serve the community, providing aid, counsel, and teachings, gradually earning their trust and respect. Years passed, and Ahimsaka became known for his wisdom and compassion. One day, as he sat with Buddha, he reflected on his journey. "Master, I am grateful for your guidance and the chance to redeem myself. But sometimes, the weight of my past feels too heavy to bear." Buddha looked at Ahimsaka with gentle eyes. "The past cannot be changed, but the future is in your hands. Every moment is an opportunity to create good karma and spread compassion. Your transformation is a testament to the power of change and the possibility of redemption." Ahimsaka nodded, feeling a profound sense of peace. He had come full circle, from a feared killer to a revered monk. His journey was a powerful reminder that even the darkest paths can lead to light, and even the most lost souls can find their way back. Angulimala, now Ahimsaka, continued to live a life of service and meditation, leaving a legacy of hope and transformation. His journey from darkness to light became a timeless reminder that no matter how far one has strayed, the path to enlightenment and peace is always open to those willing to seek it with sincerity and humility. In your life, remember that the past is unchangeable, but you can shape the future. Every moment is a chance to create good karma and show kindness. No matter how far you have strayed, the path to peace and enlightenment is always open if you seek it with a sincere heart. Ahimsaka's story, from feared bandit to compassionate monk, reminds us that even the darkest paths can lead to light. His journey shows that anyone can change and find redemption. For listening to more stories that Buddha lived, subscribe to our channel and live blessed.